Millions of animals thundering across the African savanna, crossing vast plains and swift rivers in search of fresh grass. This is the Great Migration, one of Earth's most incredible journeys. Sadly, about 10% won't reach their destination, but the spirit of survival keeps them moving. Welcome to the strong, the migration journey, and challenges in predator land. Each year, over 1.7 million wildebeests, 260,000 zebras, and 470,000 gazelles travel from the Serengeti to the Masai Mara, covering more than 1,200 miles for food and water. Every step is a race for life. Join us in exploring their remarkable adventure. Predators and prey, the deadly challenge of the Mara River. The wildebeest herds surge forward like an unstoppable force, scattering dry grass and stirring up clouds of dust in their wake. They march tirelessly toward their promised land, each weighing as much as 600 pounds and confronting the challenges that nature has in store. For the calves, weighing just 40 pounds, life is an unyielding test of survival. Nearby, predators lie in wait, eager to seize any opportunity for a meal. Roars pierce the night air, and desperate cries resonate across the vast savanna. But the journey does not end there. The Mara River presents the final and most daunting obstacle. Its muddy waters conceal Nile crocodiles, some measuring over 16 feet long, lurking beneath the surface. Their razor-sharp teeth are poised to strike at any who lag behind, transforming this journey into a true trial of endurance. Approximately 250,000 wildebeests and 30,000 zebras do not survive this journey. The desperate thirst during the dry season, the gnawing hunger as grasslands dwindle, and the fatigue that forces many to stop, all contribute to their peril. The ever-watchful predators are ready to exploit any sign of weakness. This intense journey signifies an end for some, but also embodies nature's ultimate challenge. For those who make it through, it becomes a relentless struggle between hope and hardship. In this continuous migration, life and conflict are intricately woven together, creating a striking narrative against this unforgiving landscape. Strength in numbers, the unity of wildebeest and zebras. The Serengeti, an expansive flatland spanning over 5,700 square miles, serves as the starting point for one of the most remarkable journeys on Earth. This area is the heart of the Great Migration, a natural phenomenon that has unfolded over millions of years. Due to geological and climatic changes, this plain has evolved into a critical survival hub for wildlife. Approximately 2 million years ago, the arrival of blue wildebeests, zebras, and gazelles began to shape the unique ecosystem of the savanna. In this environment, large herbivores developed seasonal migration patterns triggered by the rains and the emergence of new life from the earth. Recent scientific research in 2023 suggests that the Great Migration may have commenced around 1.7 million years ago, originating during the Pleistocene epoch, which lasted from 2.5 million to 11,700 years ago. This migration has become an integral survival cycle within the savanna. Following improved conservation efforts in the 1970s, animal populations started to stabilize and rebound, perpetuating the timeless narrative of nature and life. As the rainy season concludes, the grasslands undergo a rapid transformation. The vegetation wilts under the relentless sun, unable to sustain the millions of creatures that call it home. Life, delicate and transient, compels the herds to continue their journey. Their migration is not solely about seeking food. It also symbolizes solidarity among smaller creatures navigating this harsh terrain. The herds flow like a river, offering protection against lurking predators. When thousands of hooves beat together, they form a formidable force of unity, a dance of survival, racing against nature and time. The Great Migration across the African savanna is a natural event shaped by weather and instinct. Wildebeests do not adhere to a rigid schedule. Instead, they respond to the land's cues, the rains, and the resurgence of lush pastures. The unforgiving climate of the African savanna acts as the unseen force guiding their journey, a relentless path where life and challenge are eternally intertwined. The short rainy season from December to March in the African savanna heralds the rebirth of the Serengeti. The initial rains touch the ground like drops of life, infusing the grasslands with vitality. According to the Tanzania Meteorological Authority, in 2023, average rainfall of 4 to 12 inches per month during this period allows the vegetation to thrive. New grass emerges everywhere, providing ample nourishment for mothers after giving birth. The grasslands of the Serengeti serve not just as a source of food, but as the foundation sustaining the entire ecosystem. Grasses like Thymata triandra and Pennisetum flourish thanks to the generous rainfall, becoming essential resources for millions of herbivores. Research from the Tanzania Wildlife Research Institute in 2023 revealed that the rainfall and temperate climate, with temperatures ranging from 68 degrees Fahrenheit to 79 degrees Fahrenheit, create ideal conditions for this birthing season. Although the rain is gentle, it acts as a life source that rejuvenates the grasslands, an unseen hand nurturing the herds. The rainfall, while not overwhelming, is adequate to keep the grasslands lush without causing flooding or obstructing animal movement. At this moment, the southern Serengeti comes alive with the arrival of the first seasonal rains, soothing the dry savanna and transforming it into a vibrant green carpet that stretches to the horizon. This is a crucial time as the herds of blue wildebeest begin to gather. These large animals, standing about 4 to 5 feet tall and weighing nearly 640 pounds, select this region as their breeding ground. Here, the young calves find nurturing under the gentle protection of nature. This phase is significant, not only in the migration cycle, but also critical for the survival of the species during the Great Migration. During this period, the southern Serengeti becomes a bustling scene, with the birth of over 500,000 blue wildebeest calves. It's more than just a wild spectacle. It showcases predator swamping, a powerful survival strategy bestowed by nature. Hundreds of thousands of calves are born within a short time, creating an overwhelming number that leaves predators like lions, hyenas, and cheetahs in a state of overload. There's simply no way for them to fully capitalize on such an abundance of potential prey. The tiny, wobbly-legged newborns form a massive living barrier, protecting one another from sharp claws and hungry eyes. At this moment, the southern Serengeti resembles a vast arena of survival. Here, numbers become strength, and a relentless flow of life pushes forward in the Great Migration, with each step marking an eternal cycle on the African savanna. However, survival depends on more than just numbers. During the challenging journey of the Great Migration, young wildebeests must mature rapidly, as time is not on their side. Just minutes after birth, a calf weighing about 40 pounds must rise to its feet. Its first steps are not merely instinctive, they are vital for survival. Within hours, it begins to run, merging into the herd and evading the watchful eyes of lions, hyenas, cheetahs, and other lurking predators. Thanks to the nutrient-rich milk from their mothers, young wildebeests grow at an astonishing rate. Within just a few weeks, they can run almost as fast as adults, reaching speeds of 25 to 30 miles per hour. This ability is essential for escaping predators, especially as the herds traverse more than 750 miles of the savanna. It seems as if this instinct is ingrained in their very being, a key factor that enhances their chances of survival. The blue wildebeest, a cornerstone species of the Great Migration, constantly confronts challenges from formidable predators such as lions, hyenas, African wild dogs, and cheetahs. However, wildebeests are not entirely passive in the face of these dangers. They have developed several highly effective natural defense mechanisms. One of the most crucial tactics involves moving in large herds. In the Serengeti, wildebeests spread across the plains, yet remain tightly packed in dense groups that stretch toward the horizon. The sheer number of individuals moving together makes it difficult for predators to isolate a single target, creating confusion within the flowing tide of survival. This strategy not only protects vulnerable young calves from predation, but also enables the herd to fully capitalize on the fresh grasses that sprout after the rains. When danger approaches, adult males don't just defend the herd with their sharp horns. They also play a vital role in forming a defensive barrier. The collective efforts of the herd help repel predators, especially during the calving season when life and survival intertwine with every step across the harsh savanna. The resilient zebras of the Serengeti, survival through unity and adaptability. From December to March, zebras gather alongside wildebeests and other herds in the southern Serengeti, transforming the area into a primary breeding and feeding ground. Unlike wildebeests, zebras do not have a synchronized breeding season. Instead, females give birth throughout the year. However, their presence during the rainy season offers significant advantages. Herds of zebras, each adult weighing between 770 and 990 pounds and standing about 4 feet tall, move in dense clusters across the vast terrain. The sound of their hooves reverberates like the unending rhythm of the savanna. Every step taken on the grasslands is a fight for survival. With their adaptable breeding strategy, Zebras not only depend on numbers for safety, but also seize every opportunity that nature presents. The dry savanna does not deter the existence of zebras. The herds in the southern Serengeti have evolved to thrive in the semi-arid environment, where water and food are frequently scarce due to competition from other herbivores. Zebras can travel dozens of miles to locate water, even when the grass has withered under the intense sun. Their diet mainly consists of tough, fiber-rich grasses that many other herbivores overlook, allowing them to endure better during the dry season, especially while following the Great Migration, where vegetation shifts dramatically with the seasons. The gestation period for zebras ranges from 12 to 13 months, but merely 20 to 30 minutes after birth, the newborn zebra calf is already capable of standing, albeit wobbling, as it takes its first steps. While they may weigh only about 70 pounds, this is not the crucial factor. What matters is their ability to rise, blend into the herd, and run. Every second counts across the expansive fields. Predators are relentless, watching and waiting for moments of vulnerability, hoping to isolate young ones left behind. However, due to their remarkable survival instincts, young zebras quickly integrate into the herd. Once the herd moves together, they become far less vulnerable. This strategy exemplifies survival, where each individual contributes to a cohesive unit, with every step resonating in the symphony of life. Despite this unity, the long gestation period makes zebras more susceptible to predators like lions, hyenas, and cheetahs. When drinking water or resting after a long trek, they can easily fall within a predator's line of sight. While adult zebras can defend themselves with powerful kicks from their hind legs, the young are often more vulnerable to attacks. Nonetheless, zebras do not fight alone. Their greatest strength lies in the unity of the herd. Zebras live in large groups, with each herd led and protected by a stallion, an adult male responsible for overseeing the females and young. This closely knit social structure fosters cohesion among the members. Communication within the herd, through vocalizations, body language, and social behaviors, is crucial for mutual protection as they migrate over distances exceeding 1,200 miles. Zebras are not solitary travelers. They often journey alongside wildebeests and gazelles. Together, these three species form a living shield, significantly reducing the risk of predation. When large herds move as one, it becomes challenging for predators to target an individual, creating an effective dispersal effect. Consequently, the survival rate of young zebras increases markedly due to their ability to move quickly and the security provided by the herd. A river of life, the Great Migration's race for survival across the Serengeti. After the rainy season, the southern Serengeti transforms into a lush expanse where short grasses grow rapidly, teeming with nutrients. This environment is ideal for Thompson's gazelle, a species that primarily feeds on tender young grass. Although they enter the breeding season alongside wildebeests and zebras, Thompson's gazelles exhibit distinct reproductive behaviors and patterns. Their gestation period is notably shorter, lasting only 5 to 6 months, and each gazelle typically gives birth to a single calf weighing around 1 pound. Quick and petite, their survival hinges on every movement from their very first days. Thompson's gazelle is among the smallest yet most agile antelope species in the African savanna, standing only 24 to 28 inches tall and weighing between 44 and 77 pounds. Named after the Scottish explorer Joseph Thomson, their light brown coat, paired with a white belly and a distinctive black stripe running from their hind legs to their shoulders, makes them easily recognizable against the backdrop of the vast Serengeti grasslands. Due to their small size, Thompson's gazelles are frequently targeted by predators like cheetahs and occasionally African wild dogs. Newborn gazelles, weighing roughly 10 pounds at birth, do not immediately join the herd. Instead, their survival strategy hinges on their ability to blend into their environment. In their early days, gazelle calves remain motionless in the tall grasses, where their light brown coats provide effective camouflage against the natural surroundings. This concealment is vital for them to navigate their most vulnerable stage. Each day, the mother returns to nurse her calf before leaving it hidden in the tall grass once again. The capacity to stay hidden within the expansive savanna is not merely a delicate evasion technique, but also a crucial factor in overcoming the intense challenges of life in the Serengeti. During the Great Migration, Thompson's gazelles travel alongside the larger herds of wildebeests and zebras. However, due to their smaller stature, they typically lag behind, taking advantage of the young grasses left in the wake of the larger animals. This behavior allows Thompson's gazelles to minimize direct competition while conserving energy throughout the arduous journey. One distinctive behavior of this species is their constant tail flicking, which serves to signal others in the herd about potential predators. Additionally, Thompson's gazelles often engage in stotting, performing high leaps while running, as a way to indicate to predators that they have been spotted, while also demonstrating their agility to fellow herd members. After the birthing season from April to May, the southern Serengeti grasslands start to dry out. The rains have retreated, leaving only memories of the once vibrant green grass. The parched, withered fields bear the heavy footsteps of millions of wildebeests, zebras, and Thompson's gazelles. This marks one of the most critical phases of the Great Migration. The southern Serengeti, once a thriving paradise, has now turned into an arid landscape devoid of nutrients. However, further north, greener pastures still beckon. The timing of this journey is not fixed. It can commence any time between late April and early June, when the southern Serengeti can no longer support the herds. Moving north becomes their only option, as the lands in the northern Serengeti and beyond represent their last hope. This is the moment when the herds must embark on a trek of over 500 miles. New grasslands await them. A massive migration begins. 1.5 million wildebeests, 300,000 gazelles, and 200,000 zebras. The animals form lines stretching up to 25 miles, resembling an endless river that carries the rhythm of life and survival. Each one moves with a singular purpose: to endure. Wildebeests, driven by their immense need for food, consume tons of grass daily. They must move swiftly northward, where enough grass and water remain to sustain life. According to ecological studies in 2023, these herds can cover 6 to 9 miles a day, significantly faster than during other stages of the migration. This speed is a deeply rooted survival instinct, passed down through generations. As the southern and central grasslands are depleted, they must find new territory before the dry season fully sets in. Delays could bring the looming threat of malnutrition and exhaustion. During this time, decreasing rainfall alters the migrating herd's path. They traverse the western corridor, crossing small rivers and wetlands that linger from the rainy season. The urgent footsteps of wildebeests and zebras reverberate across the dry earth. The savanna transforms into a racecourse for survival, where agility and the ability to navigate the drying landscape determine their fate. These massive migrating herds are not merely groups of animals searching for food. They serve as living shields, protecting one another. They employ a unique survival strategy, moving in large herds. The sheer number of animals complicates the task for predators, making it harder to isolate individual targets and decreasing the likelihood of a successful hunt. However, as they journey further north, the large herds gradually begin to break into smaller groups. This strategy alleviates pressure on vegetation and enhances access to food for each individual. Each small herd becomes a fortress of survival on their 1,200-mile journey, where every step is a struggle for life. Predators and prey. Survival strategies in the Great Migration. The journey north is not merely a quest for food and water, it is a race against time. As the herds approach the northern Serengeti River, the intensity of the migration escalates. Predators from the feline family become more active, transforming this area into a hunting hotspot. According to the Tanzania Wildlife Research Institute in 2023, this stage sees a higher success rate for predators compared to other times of the year. Exhausted wildebeests, having traveled long distances and drained of energy due to a lack of food, become easy targets in the open fields. Lions and cheetahs, two of the Serengeti's most formidable predators, seize every opportunity to strike as the migrating herds traverse exposed areas. The omnipresence of predators compels the migrating herds to remain on high alert, as each step could mean the difference between survival and peril on the arid savanna. Lions, notorious for their strategic hunting techniques, present a significant threat to the migrating animals. They do not hunt indiscriminately. Instead, they plan their attacks, selecting ambush points along the wildebeest and zebra migration routes. Lionesses often choose locations with dense bushes, trees, or rugged terrain to conceal themselves, leveraging the element of surprise as the herds grow weary from their long journey. In response to this threat, herbivores have developed their own defensive strategies. Zebras, known for their excellent vision, typically lead the migration. A 2023 study by the Serengeti Research Institute found that zebras can detect predators from up to 1.5 miles away. Upon spotting lions, they immediately issue loud warning calls, which helps the herd reorganize, enhance their vigilance, and prepare for sudden changes in direction if escape becomes necessary. Both zebras and wildebeests can reach speeds of 40 to 50 miles per hour, making it difficult for lionesses, who can only sustain high speeds for brief periods. If escape proves impossible, wildebeests and zebras employ their own defensive tactics to confront lionesses, the apex predators of the savanna. Wildebeests, weighing around 500 pounds, are robust animals equipped with sharp horns that can grow up to 30 inches long. When threatened, they do not merely flee. They can also fight back, using their horns to strike and defend themselves against predators. Lionesses, despite their strength, can sustain serious injuries if struck by a wildebeest's horns. Zebras, weighing approximately 900 pounds, can similarly turn the tables on the king of the savanna with powerful kicks from their hind legs. According to 2024 data from the Tanzania Wildlife Research Institute, a zebra's kick can inflict serious injuries on lions, particularly when aimed at the head or chest. This ability enables them to defend themselves when faced with danger. Furthermore, zebras often run in smaller groups and utilize their kicks when threatened by being surrounded. In regions filled with dense grass and rugged terrain, tensions rise. On one side, patient, concealed lions await their moment, while on the other, cautious herds move cautiously with every step. The daily struggle for survival between predator and prey unfolds continuously, where life and danger remain just a heartbeat apart across the expansive savanna grasslands. Meanwhile, cheetahs emerge as a significant threat to both gazelles and zebras. With astonishing speeds, reaching between 60 and 75 miles per hour in short bursts, cheetahs are the fastest land predators on the African plains, where speed is their greatest asset. They capitalize on their ability to sprint across flat fields to close in on their targets. However, migrating animals have developed their own defensive strategies. When a chase ensues, gazelles don't simply scatter in panic. Instead, they employ clever tactics. Thompson's gazelles, small yet remarkably swift, disperse in various directions, creating visual confusion that makes it difficult for cheetahs to zero in on a single target. Capable of reaching speeds of 50 to 60 miles per hour, Thompson's gazelles are formidable adversaries. Yet their primary defense lies not only in their speed, but also in their knack for making sudden directional changes. They utilize zigzag running patterns with sharp turns, forcing cheetahs to lose momentum. These movements demand precise timing and prevent the predator from maintaining its maximum speed for long. Cheetahs can only sustain their high velocities for about 20 to 30 seconds. If a gazelle can evade the cheetah for that duration, its chances of survival increase dramatically. Crossing the Grumeti River, nature's deadly barrier. From May to June, wildebeests, zebras, and gazelles make their way toward the western Serengeti, where the Grumeti River lies in their path. At this stage of the migration, they face a formidable challenge: navigating the treacherous waters. Predators lie in wait beneath the surface or crouch along the riverbanks, poised for the critical moment when the animals must make their crossing. The lush green pastures to the north beckon, yet the river represents a perilous boundary between survival and danger. While not as wide as the Mara River, the Grumeti River remains a significant obstacle on the migration route. Spanning approximately 30 miles in length, its narrow and deep sections become deadly traps for the migrating herds, which often travel in large groups, relying on their numbers to provide protection against predators. As the migration approaches the Grumeti River, the animals encounter one of the savanna's most formidable predators, the Nile crocodile. These aquatic giants lie in wait beneath the surface, patiently observing for the moment when the animals venture within striking distance. With an average length of 16 to 20 feet and an astonishing bite force of up to 3,700 pounds per square inch, a brief moment of inattention can result in an adult zebra being swiftly dragged into the murky depths. According to research from the African Wildlife Conservation Fund in 2024, Nile crocodiles achieve a success rate of up to 70% during chaotic river crossings, particularly targeting the weaker, younger, or more exhausted members of the herd. The river transforms into a deadly trap, where young wildebeests or small gazelles, unable to muster the strength to battle the current, may become easy prey for the lurking crocodiles. The Grumeti River serves as a perilous barrier in the migration, where life and danger are determined in mere seconds amidst the swirling waters. The Mara River presents one of the most dangerous challenges during the migration, with its unpredictable water levels playing a pivotal role in the fate of the herds. Choosing the right moment to cross is not just a matter of timing, it's a matter of life and death. According to 2024 research by the Serengeti Research Institute, in years with heavy rainfall, the mortality rate during crossings can spike by 10 to 20%, as the animals struggle against strong currents and the ever-present risk of drowning. Conversely, in drier years, the danger shifts. While the threat of drowning decreases, the shallower waters make the herds easier targets for lurking crocodiles. From July to October, wildebeest and zebra herds make their way through the northern Serengeti and Kenya's Masai Mara, crossing the Mara River daily. These crossings don't follow a predictable pattern. Herds may suddenly change direction, turning back just after crossing, or deciding to move in unpredictable bursts. At the crossing points, the behavior of the herds can change in an instant. Sometimes, a single wildebeest will leap into the water, and within seconds, a few more will follow. Before you know it, thousands of animals are plunging into the river, creating a dramatic and chaotic scene. Other times, it might be just a handful of animals testing the waters. The decision to cross is abrupt, driven by instinct, and the spectacle that unfolds is both awe-inspiring and terrifying. In this constant battle with the river and predators, each crossing is a gamble, where the forces of nature, timing, and sheer willpower collide in a struggle for survival. As the wildebeest and zebra herds near the Mara River, their natural hesitation and cautious exploration become clear. For days, they linger at the riverbanks, waiting for the boldest individuals, often zebras, known for their sharp vision, to assess the potential danger. This is more than just a pause. It's a well-practiced survival tactic. Every step towards the water heightens the tension, as the herds are fully aware of the deadly forces lurking ahead. Beneath the surface, hundreds of hungry crocodiles await the perfect moment to strike, their patience honed by years of ambushing migrating herds. The Nile crocodiles, some of the most fearsome predators in the river, lie in wait. With their immense size and unmatched strength in the water, they can easily drag down a fully grown wildebeest, weighing close to 1,000 pounds. Once they latch onto their prey, the infamous death roll begins, spinning their victim underwater to tear it apart with brutal efficiency. Predators, lurking on the banks, the Grumeti River's deadly guardians. Imagine crossing the Grumeti River, where survival is already a battle, only to find that the real danger waits just beyond the water's edge. Lions, hyenas, and leopards, silent, watchful predators, are ready to pounce the moment an opportunity arises. These large cats, particularly the leopards, are masters of stealth. Known for their remarkable ability to climb an ambush, leopards pose a unique threat, especially in areas thick with trees and vegetation. Leopards often take their time, lurking high up in the branches, patiently waiting for their chance. They focus on animals weakened from the crossing, or the young who've wandered a little too far from the herd. According to a 2024 study by the Serengeti Research Institute, leopards succeed in 50 to 60% of their attacks on vulnerable migrating animals. They thrive in moments of chaos, preying on those too tired to keep up with the group. With swift, calculated movements, they can strike from above and take down their target before anyone notices. Once their prey is caught, leopards waste no time dragging the carcass up into the safety of a tree, where other predators won't be able to steal their hard-earned meal. Their combination of agility, strength, and patience makes them one of the savannah's deadliest hunters, always ready to seize their moment. As the migrating herds make their way toward the Grumeti River, survival becomes a matter of strategy, timing, and strength. Despite the lurking dangers, these animals are driven by the promise of fertile lands beyond the river. Yet, crossing the Grumeti is no small feat. A single wrong move can spell disaster, especially with Nile crocodiles silently waiting beneath the water's surface. The river, swollen from the rains of May and June, can shift unpredictably as the rains ease, making the crossing even more treacherous. With around 1 million wildebeest and 200,000 zebras embarking on this dangerous journey, they understand that moving together is their greatest defense. Groups of 5,000 to 10,000 animals take the plunge at once, creating a mass of movement and confusion that makes it harder for predators to zero in on a single target. The leaders, typically the strongest and most experienced of the herd, guide the way, carefully choosing the safest path through the river. This incredible display of teamwork not only shields them from predators, but also turns the chaotic crossing into a tactical advantage. While the fast-flowing waters and waiting predators present constant threats, the strength of the herd lies in their unity. In the face of overwhelming danger, they rely on each other, proving that sometimes survival is all about sticking together. This collective strength transforms the perilous river crossing into a strategic dance between life and death. The mating season, nature's dramatic competition amidst the migration. One of the most fascinating behaviors witnessed during the migration is the way wildebeest pause at the banks of the Grumeti River, often waiting for hours or even days. This moment of hesitation might seem like indecision, but it's actually a critical survival strategy. The herd gathers, carefully observing the water for any signs of danger, especially the lurking Nile crocodiles. This pause allows the leaders to assess the situation, checking if the water is too deep or if predators are too close to the shore. Recent ecological studies show that this cautious behavior plays a vital role in increasing the herd's chances of survival. These moments of tension are filled with suspense, where the difference between life and death can come down to one wrong move. The wildebeest use this time to carefully scout the area, making sure they minimize risks before making their perilous crossing. What may seem like a simple migration is, in reality, a carefully calculated battle against the forces of nature. Over millions of years, these survival instincts have been finely tuned, ensuring that only those who make the smartest moves survive. This annual event is not just a journey, it's a dramatic contest where instinct, experience, and caution come together in a breathtaking display of survival. Masai Mara, a haven for wildlife and the Big Five. From July to October, the Masai Mara becomes the stage for one of nature's most spectacular events, the Great Migration. Millions of wildebeest, zebras, and gazelles journey from the Serengeti, crossing the treacherous Mara River to reach this wildlife haven. Spanning approximately 580 square miles, the Masai Mara is an extension of the Serengeti, boasting diverse landscapes that range from open grasslands to river valleys and low woodlands. With some of the highest rainfall in the Savannah, between 30 and 50 inches annually, this region flourishes with life. The short green grasses provide ample food for the migrating wildebeest and zebras, while the taller grasses shelter larger herbivores, such as elephants and giraffes. The result is a finely balanced ecosystem, where the abundance of resources allows these animals to coexist without fierce competition for food. The Masai Mara is a biodiversity hotspot, teeming with more than 95 species of mammals and over 570 bird species. The combination of rich plant life and the influx of millions of migrating animals supports a complex food web where predators thrive. It's here that the famous Big Five can be found: lions, leopards, elephants, buffaloes, and rhinoceroses. In the Masai Mara, the drama of survival plays out every day as predators and prey engage in the timeless struggle for life. The migration brings an influx of food for carnivores, and with it, a breathtaking display of nature's raw power and beauty. This region, rich in both life and landscapes, continues to be one of Africa's greatest wildlife sanctuaries. The Great Migration's return journey, a struggle for survival. From July to October, the Great Migration unfolds as millions of wildebeest, zebras, and gazelles traverse the Mara River, transforming the Masai Mara into a vibrant arena of life and survival. The vast grasslands become the stage for this breathtaking spectacle, where these herbivores are not just feeding on fresh grasses, but also playing an essential role in maintaining the ecosystem. A 2023 report from the Serengeti Mara Ecosystem Trust highlights how the mass grazing during the migration encourages the growth of new grass and helps disperse seeds, enhancing soil fertility. Even the large amounts of dung left behind impact the distribution of vegetation, creating favorable conditions for other species to thrive. As November and December approach, the short rains begin to revitalize the southern Serengeti, transforming the dry grasslands into lush green pastures, the perfect feeding grounds for the returning wildebeest and zebras. This marks the start of the migration's final chapter as the animals begin their long journey back to southern Tanzania. The Serengeti, with its short grass plains stretching out, becomes the destination for the end of this arduous trek, offering a safe haven for the herds to give birth and start a new cycle of life. In these final months, the landscape prepares for a season of renewal. The wildebeest, in particular, find ideal conditions to birth their young, ensuring the next generation is born into a landscape that offers both safety and sustenance. After a perilous journey marked by danger and uncertainty, the herds return to the Serengeti, where nature, once again, prepares for a fresh start, signaling the end of one cycle and the beginning of another. Shifting weather patterns and extreme events. The shifting rainfall patterns in the Serengeti have brought about increasingly extreme weather events, like severe droughts and floods, that pose significant challenges for the migrating herds. Drought, in particular, has a devastating impact on the wildlife. When the grass fails to grow fast enough, or in sufficient quantities, wildebeest, zebras, and gazelles are forced to either leave the Serengeti early for the Masai Mara or remain there longer than usual. This extended stay puts tremendous pressure on the Masai Mara's resources, where grass and water become scarce, threatening the balance of the ecosystem. Flooding, though less predictable, carries its own hidden dangers. A 2023 report from the Serengeti Research Institute revealed that during years of heavy rainfall, rivers can swell into fast-flowing torrents, making river crossings perilous. In such years, mortality rates during these crossings can spike, with up to 10% of the herd, especially the young, falling victim to the powerful currents. What is typically a vital and natural part of the Great Migration often turns into a deadly struggle, where survival hangs by a thread. Beyond weather, erosion and terrain changes are continually reshaping the migration's path. The heavy rains carve deep valleys and rugged hills into the savanna, altering the once familiar landscape. Rivers that once sustained life now rush with dangerous currents, making even a simple drink a life-threatening risk. As the land changes, so do the migration routes. Wildebeest, zebras, and gazelles are sometimes forced to navigate through previously unexplored areas, adapting to an ever-changing environment in their quest for survival. These constant adjustments highlight the resilience of these animals, as they face an increasingly unpredictable and dangerous journey each year. infrastructure development, and human impact. The struggle for survival in the Serengeti and Masai Mara is no longer governed solely by nature. Human impact, particularly through infrastructure development, is increasingly threatening the delicate balance of this ecosystem. Projects like roads, bridges, and urban expansion are creating significant barriers that disrupt migration routes that have existed for thousands of years. These developments cut through vital ecological corridors, making it harder for millions of herbivores to follow their natural paths. A 2023 report by the WWF warns that this growing infrastructure could lead to deadly accidents, as herds are forced to cross busy roads to continue their journey, putting both animals and human drivers at risk. While tourism is a vital economic asset for Tanzania and Kenya, it's having an unintended impact on the Great Migration. The construction of resorts, campsites, and roads has encroached on the natural habitats of wildebeest, zebras, and gazelles, further disrupting the migration. Overcrowded safari vehicles are becoming a significant issue. According to a 2024 report from the Kenya Wildlife Services, the Masai Mara experiences up to 600 vehicles per day during peak migration season. This influx of traffic interferes with the animals' natural behaviors, causing stress and forcing herds to adjust their routes to avoid the vehicles. As a result, herd fragmentation increases, making animals more vulnerable to predators and altering their migration patterns. Human influence, whether through infrastructure or tourism, is reshaping the migration in ways that could have lasting effects on the ecosystem. Protecting these natural corridors is essential to ensure the survival of both the animals and the cultural heritage of this remarkable region. Conservation efforts and solutions. The Great Migration, one of nature's most awe-inspiring events, is under increasing threat. The pressures of human development, shrinking grasslands, unpredictable weather patterns, and severe natural disasters are taking a toll on the animals and the delicate ecosystem they inhabit. The migrations are becoming longer, more grueling, and more dangerous. The once thriving savannas are wilting under the stress of dry seasons, and without urgent intervention, this extraordinary journey could face irreversible damage in the near future. To combat these challenges, international organizations, local governments, and nonprofits are working relentlessly to implement conservation strategies. One of the key approaches is expanding protected areas and creating ecological corridors that ensure safe migration routes. One notable effort is the expansion of the western corridor of the Serengeti. A 2023 report from the Tanzania Wildlife Research Institute highlights the Tanzanian government's efforts to protect the herds as they cross the Grumeti and Mara rivers. These corridors are crucial in minimizing human-wildlife conflict and preventing the fragmentation of migration routes. According to the Serengeti Research Institute in 2024, one key measure has been limiting the number of vehicles in conservation areas to reduce disruptions to the natural behaviors of migrating animals. Ecotourism is being promoted, with resorts adopting sustainable practices like minimizing plastic waste and using renewable energy. Restoration efforts focused on vegetation and water management at critical rivers such as the Grumeti and Mara have helped maintain a viable habitat for migrating herds. Efforts to raise awareness about conservation have also been pivotal. Environmental education programs supported by organizations like the African Wildlife Foundation are helping to reduce poaching pressures, while local communities are increasingly involved in ecotourism projects, allowing them to benefit from tourism income. This partnership between conservation and community ensures that both people and wildlife can thrive together. One particularly inspiring example is the Northern Tanzania Rangelands Initiative, NTRI. This collaborative project between conservation organizations and local communities focuses on protecting vital ecological corridors, especially along the migration route of wildebeest, zebras, and gazelles between the Serengeti and Masai Mara. The success of these efforts highlights the importance of collective action in preserving the Great Migration. However, conservation isn't just the responsibility of organizations and governments. Individuals also have a role to play. By supporting reputable conservation groups financially, people can directly contribute to protecting these magnificent animals. Visitors to the Serengeti, or Masai Mara, can choose eco-friendly tour companies with strong conservation standards, such as those using renewable energy or reducing plastic waste. Respecting guidelines, like maintaining a safe distance from animals, helps protect them from stress. Additionally, supporting community-based conservation efforts by purchasing handmade crafts or using local services from the Maasai people further strengthens the connection between conservation and community livelihood. Together, these efforts ensure that the Great Migration and the ecosystem it sustains will continue to inspire future generations.